Donald Trump is back in the White House, and you know what that means. More tweets, more drama, and unfortunately, more international tension. This time, all eyes are on China. Trump's back with a vengeance, and his goal is clear. He wants to stop China from becoming the world's biggest superpower. He's not just trying to slow them down, he wants to change the game entirely. Trump's strategy? It's all about playing hardball. He's bringing back his favorite tactics, tariffs, sanctions, and a whole lot of tough talk. He's also not afraid to use sensitive geopolitical issues as bargaining chips. It's a risky game, but Trump seems to think the stakes are too high to play it safe. But here's the thing. China isn't backing down. Xi Jinping might be playing it cool for now, but he's not going to let Trump push him around. China has its own ambitions, and they're not going to give up on their dream of becoming a global leader. This is a clash of titans, and the whole world is watching to see who blinks first. One of the biggest battlegrounds in this new Cold War is technology. Trump knows that whoever controls the future of tech controls the future of the world. That's why he's gone after Chinese tech companies like Huawei with a vengeance. Remember those sanctions he slapped on them back in his first term? Well, he's not letting up. Trump's accusing Huawei of being a security risk, claiming their technology could be used for spying by the Chinese government. Huawei denies it, but that hasn't stopped Trump from trying to cut them off at the knees. He's pressuring other countries to ban Huawei from their 5G networks, and making it harder for them to get the chips and components they need to make their products. This is about more than just Huawei though. It's about stopping China from becoming a leader in cutting-edge technologies like artificial intelligence, robotics, and quantum computing. The US has been the top dog in tech for decades, and Trump is determined to keep it that way. Remember those trade wars Trump started with China? Well, buckle up, because round 2 is just getting started. Trump's still not happy with the trade deficit between the US and China, and he's still accusing China of unfair trade practices. He's threatening to slap even more tariffs on Chinese goods, which would make everything from iPhones to sneakers more expensive for American consumers. And he's putting pressure on American companies to move their manufacturing out of China. Then there's TikTok. This might seem like a strange one, but this little video sharing app has become a surprisingly big deal in the US-China standoff. TikTok is owned by a Chinese company called ByteDance, and it's become wildly popular all over the world, especially with young people. Trump's worried that TikTok could be used to collect data on American citizens, and he's even threatened to ban the app in the US. TikTok insists they're not sharing data with the Chinese government, but the whole saga has become a symbol of the growing distrust between the two superpowers. Here's where things get really interesting, and by interesting I mean terrifying. Trump's not afraid to use sensitive geopolitical issues as leverage in his dealings with China, and two issues in particular are likely to be on the table: Taiwan and Ukraine. Taiwan has been a thorn in China's side for decades. China claims Taiwan as part of its territory, while Taiwan considers itself an independent country. The US has always walked a fine line on this issue, officially recognizing China's claim, but also providing Taiwan with military support. Trump has already shown he's willing to use Taiwan to poke the dragon. He's been selling them more weapons, and even sent high-level US officials to visit the island, much to China's fury. Then there's Ukraine. The war in Ukraine has put China in a tricky spot. On the one hand, China relies on Russia as a strategic partner. On the other hand, China doesn't want to alienate the rest of the world by openly supporting Russia's invasion. Trump seems to think he can exploit this situation to his advantage. He might try to pressure China to distance itself from Russia, or even use the conflict as an opportunity to drive a wedge between the two countries. It's a high-stakes gamble, but with Trump, you never know what to expect.